Adequate notice of this meeting of the mayor and council was provided to the Coast Star, the official newspaper of the Borough of Belmar, and the Asbury Park Press on December 13, 2023, and notice of this meeting was posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building. Take roll call. Councilman Donovan? Here. Mayor Pesco?
Here.
Councilman Montanaro?
Here.
Councilman Levis? Here. And Councilman McKinney is absent.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence for our troops, their families, and our first responders. Thank you. Okay. Workshop discussion. We're going to start off with the Belmar Historical Society presentation on boardwalk signs. Brian McGovern is going to convene that.
President of the Historical Society, Spencer Hewlett, and Secretary, his wife, Karen Hewlett. We approached you maybe a little over a month ago and said we were interested in putting up historical signs along the boardwalk. The signs are done. We want you to be the first ones to see what signs are going to be. We brought down 5. We still have more back at the museum. When the DPW bill is probably overwhelmed today when he came into work and does not need extra work right now. So I will wait about 2 weeks before I approach you and come with an idea how to put these up on the beachfront. So they are great photographs. You'll love them. And I hope that it's a big success so that next year we can add a couple more to some of the different gates that don't have a photograph. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show them to you with help, Karen's help, Spencer's help, and a little information on them, and ask away. Hopefully, by putting these signs up, there will be people that walk by and say, oh, my grandmother used to live in Belmar, and up in the attic there are pictures, photos, which we would love to have. So there's another reason for these photographs, to encourage people to make donations of historical photos, family pictures on your front porch, picnics, whatever. All right. Are you ready?
We'll come down so we can see.
You can come down, we'll turn them around.
The pictures on the back of the sign is the front.
Now, the pictures on the ones on the front are pictures of a huge snowstorm that we had.
Just wondered how long you're thinking of that one.
Oh, it doesn't take. This is a photograph of the original Belmar Fishing Club. And what we would like to do is put this down near the fishing club. So when people are walking the boardwalk, they can look and see what it used to be. In fact, this building was pulled down Ocean Avenue by a horse and carriage, or I don't know, and it's now actually located on the back property of a house on 15th Avenue. Still there. It doesn't look exactly the same. It's been remodeled a little bit. So this will go down near the fishing club. Oh. Which one is, okay. These are 2 similar photographs. This is a photograph of Gordon's Pavilion. You know it as Taylor Pavilion at 5th Avenue. If you look at it, there used to be a pool. And you see a person just about to jump off of a diving board. And in the background, there's Silver Lake and 6th Avenue. To give the people walking on the boardwalk a little reference. So this was Gordon's Pavilion. This is the pavilion that most of you remembered before 1979 when an arsonist burnt it down. And now, since then it's been remodeled, it's gotten bigger. But this is the Fifth Avenue Pavilion, people walking north. And the circuit, what do we? Oh, around 1920. So, and these signs are aluminum signs that will hold up all season long and should look as fresh next year and the year after as they do this year. This was before there was an Ocean Avenue with macadam. Okay, this is a horse and buggy. And this is circa 1883. Okay, I love this picture. When you get up close to it, you start to see little things. The kids playing by the carriage, the horses, but there was a parking meter. No. No parking meter in 1883. What you also see here, this is around 15th Avenue. This is the Hotel Colorado. This is one of the hotels that was brought in from the Philadelphia World's Fair. And I don't know how they got it here. I don't know, they shipped it and they brought it ashore, but the Colorado Hotel, 1883. And this one, again, it's around 15th Avenue. In the background, again, you can see the Colorado Hotel. This is right around 1900. And they used to fish off the shore. And they would bring their boats up the beach. And the horses used to pull the boats out of the water up the sand. And when you get close to this, you can see they had a good day's catch. Because they got fish tails in the stern of the boat. So these are just 5 of the signs. The other ones are just as good. That the Belmar Historical Society wants to put along the boardwalk. My idea is maybe in a couple of years, get more photographs of Main Street in the same circa of 1900. We have one of the bridge that was, as it was being built, or one of the first trains coming across. And really, we have so many interesting photographs, you can get lost looking in our different books with the photographs. Anybody have any questions? Maria?
The QR codes, I love that you have that. Does that go to the website, or does that have a description of the picture? What does the QR code do?
It goes to the Belmar Historical website.
Great.
Right, we wanted the photograph itself to be the star or the sign. And we didn't want to put anything else. I think it's, we kept it simple, Belmar Historical Society, kind of when the picture was taken. And for those people that have an iPhone and you know how to use it, and you take a picture of the QR code, it will get us in, it'll get you into the Belmar Historical Society's website. Yeah. So?
Are those pictures on the website?
I think some of them are.
Yeah. So.
Now, how do you envision these being displayed on the boardwalk? What's your...
Well, as you're walking on the boardwalk, facing you, not facing the water, and at the different gates, you got aluminum railings. And that's why I'm going to meet with Bill to kind of figure out a way to display them. Probably going to have to drill through the corners up here, the top and the bottom, and connect it that way, almost like a zip tie, but a metal zip thing that would go around the railing without having to drill into the railing.
I got an idea. I know what to do.
You looking at this, you would know what to do. That's right. And then probably come October sometime, we'll take them down and put them up again next year with maybe another photograph or two. I will let you get back to your meeting if you don't mind us scooting out of here.
If the council approves, I was gonna offer to the public to take 5 minutes. And
Oh,
just-
sure, yeah, come on, yeah.
Take 5 minutes, and if you wanna take a look, while we get back up on the.
Yeah, they're your photographs. Since you looked
I have.
Trees,
I've seen it in Brad.
about the pool.
probably, it was not torn down, it was probably hurricaned, you know? And that's usually what happens to the buildings with water walls.
Because our cousin talked about
Gordon
Sold the
Pavilion.
beach to Belmar
but
in
he's like
1920.
only
And my
70.
great-great-grandfather.
Was there a pool across the street?
There was, okay, this is Sixth Avenue,
My grandmother
this is
was a
Silver Lake. The pool was over here
So there
What are
was
these?
on the west side of Ocean Avenue.
Yeah, later.
You can tell.
When did that go away?
That's crazy.
Is that where the apartments are next to the Dolby?
Yes.
Sure they are.
Yeah, actually, yes. Matter of fact, the entrance to the pool was when you entered the Dolce Vita.
So this is,
And then you went in there, in the back, there were
pavilions on the other side.
bathhouses.
On the beach side,
And,
that would be the beach side.
So
Right,
that would
yeah,
have
yeah.
still been there in the early
There wasn't
60s.
really.
Oh, definitely in the sixties.
He swore that he learned to swim there, and my wife said, no, he didn't exist.
Not according to William,
Not
but
at
the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, yes, when the water was, when the ocean was rough, my parents would.
What was that pool called?
That's a great question, and I've heard it a couple of times. I don't
Was
remember.
it just a ministry pool?
No, it wasn't owned privately owned, you paid to get in, and usually you went up to the lady at the counter and said, my mother wants my sister home.
There was a volume too.
And she, okay, go get her.
I'm 11.
And none of my family's in either one of them, and that could be my
Very good.
favorite right there.
Well, exactly, there's some pictures of Pakistanis.
Okay.
Actually,
I imagine
off
it.
River Road, it wasn't Highway 35. There are some old photographs of that area. You put them up around town.
I had another thought for you guys. I mean, this is like the 1800s. So at some point, you should do like another decade, like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And then you could do like a walking tour, you know, like where you stop. This is where Jerry Lynch's used to be.
Jerry Lynch's, yeah.
You know,
Because people would
you know,
remember.
and,
Yeah.
you know, so you can.
There's some things you'll want to forget about Jerry Lynch's. My 21st birthday.
All right.
Okay. You can't make the trip out.
No, not tomorrow.
But there's no geese yet, but there are on Lake Coast.
We have
That's so.
Good.
But in between the signs.
Well, thank you guys for doing this.
Our pleasure. We enjoy this.
I don't think we have anything else for the workshop.
Actually, do.
Okay.
I'll wait a second. Should I wait or should I just keep?
I have two quick questions. One is about ordinance 2024-10. Can you clarify that these are regarding the Ocean Avenue restaurants and not all restaurants within Belmar, 43?
Yeah, picnic tables? Yes, the picnic table.
Yeah, that's the big one. Okay,
Sorry, yeah, picnic tables.
thank you.
And the other question, I had a few people reach out to me because there was some concern from our beach staff that they were confused about changes made and were asking if they were no longer being paid for their lunch break. Can you clarify what's going on there?
Yes, it's all a matter of consistency, making sure it's consistent for the entire beachfront on the seasonal hirings. So, between the lifeguards, the bathroom attendants, and the gate checkers, everybody's paid the same way. So they are not being paid for lunches. Some were, some weren't, but we increased the hourly amount to be above the seasonal minimum. So it was compensated, but it's all a matter of consistency to make sure everybody's being paid the same exact way.
So should anyone see a decrease in their total?
No, their hourly rate was increased, so which will more than compensate for taking that half hour
Thank you.
off.
And if anyone has any questions, where should they go about their paychecks in general?
To myself or to Margaret Hanson, HR Director.
Great.
Either one of us can answer that.
Thank you.
Well,
Okay, anything else? Board workshop.
I just wanted to say, I know we don't have another proclamation, but I'm happy to announce that June 3rd at 4 p.m. we have our second annual Pride flag raising ceremony, and that'll be right outside of Borough Hall. We have local guest speakers and Katie White singing. It should be another beautiful event, so please come on down.
Okay, let's move on to petitions.
I did not receive any petitions.
Okay, I guess we're moving right along to approval of minutes.
Could I have a motion to approve the minutes of the April 30th meeting?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Mayor Pascal?
Yes.
Councilman Rondenaro?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
And can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the May 7th meeting?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Mayor Pascal?
Yes.
Councilman Rondenaro?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, reports of council. Councilwoman Donovan.
The Belmar Environmental Commission has been very busy as always. A few things that the public should know. We've been working with DPW to ensure that there is what they call a no-mow line going around the perimeter of Silver Lake. This is per the suggestion of every expert we've talked to, from the Army Corps of Engineer, Rutgers University, and private contractors. And the reason we do this is both to encourage natural growth and filtration, and also to discourage geese from staying there. We will be putting up, if they're not already there, are they already there? Signage?
We put the posts in today, and the signs will go up tomorrow.
Great. Letting people know, the public know what's going on, and there will be a very definitive line where there will still be mowing going on, so it will look neat and tidy, it will not look like a mess. We are also in the process of working with the Army Corps of Engineer to test the water in Silver Lake. This because there's been some high algae levels. And so what we're doing, Silver Lake actually has 18 different outfall pipes going around it and bringing water and other things into the lake. We're trying to narrow down where any sources of contamination might be coming in, and then we can move forward with the best solution. So that's going on right now. We're also pursuing different types of grants and funding. I spoke in the last meeting about our work getting in a proposal to Congressman Chris Smith's office. That has been done. And we are right now pleased to announce that so far no new geese have been born in Belmar. That is because we've been working every other week going and boiling eggs, which is a completely humane, PETA-approved method of making sure there's not a new burgeoning geese population. And that right now is up to, I think, 42 eggs that we have oiled on the island in the middle of Silver Lake. We haven't found any in any other place, nor have we touched any other nests. We don't touch the nests, in fact. So that's that. I'm actually going tomorrow to beautiful Ewing, New Jersey, to receive a grant on behalf of the BC and the borough from Sustainable New Jersey that we've won already. So that was really great. Moving on, Harbor Commission, the next Harbor Commission meeting, we will be voting on whether or not to recommend. We have benches down at the marina. It's a vote to recommend. That will come to council to go forward. And that's what I have for now.
Thank you. Councilwoman Rondenaro.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I feel like it's been a while since we've had a meeting. We were honored to unveil the Romney's Heart COVID Memorial Tribute Plaque on 3rd Avenue Beach, so please take a look at that when you get a chance. We are grateful for Rima and Travis Whitaker for creating the original memorial on Belmar Beach and allowing the community to continue grieving and healing at their permanent location at Alair Farm in Wall. The Seafood Festival was an absolute success. Thank you to the Belmar Tourism Commission and Councilwoman Katie Donovan, their Tourism Commission's council rep. All the local restaurants, musicians, vendors, organizations, our DPW, our police, EMS, fire companies, and all the volunteers and borough staff, especially John Walsh, who knocked this one out of the park. The mayor and I, the mayor and I were honored to be a part of the ribbon cutting for a new organization, Blue Dot, a social and community wellness program providing day support and additional opportunities and activities for adults with disabilities. Please check out their storefront, which is right across the street on Main. To learn more, check out their merch, some made by their own members. Please go across the street and check out Blue Dot. We had a moving Memorial Day ceremony yesterday. Thank you to the Belmar Fire Department for their ceremony on honoring those members lost this year, and to Colonel Bagley, who led the Memorial Day service for those soldiers killed while serving our country. Emily Schlageback, the BES choral teacher, led the Belmar Elementary School select choir and a patriotic tribute. Thank you to all who came to the ceremony and all who have served and continue to serve in our country's military. I had some great exchanges with Belmar families about their graduating high school seniors, and we're excited to showcase those who signed up for banners along Main Street. We should soon see them up in the beginning of June. And then the Belmar Housing Authority. The next Belmar Housing Authority meeting is this coming Monday, June 3rd at 5:15. I know they've reworked the specs for the facade work, so that will go back out to bid, and when I know more, I'll let you know. I was overjoyed. We had a cleanup on the property last Friday. Despite the rain, we had volunteers and staff help weed, power wash, and get some needed attention to the grounds of the property. It already looks so much better, and there's still more to do. We're hoping to paint the retaining wall, but the weather had other plans. Feel free to reach out to me if you are interested in helping out. As we're working and making strides on the outside, I don't want to be Pollyannish and dismiss the larger issues inside and structurally of the building. The mayor, the business administrator, and I have met with Paul DeSantis to discuss ways the boroughs may be able to work with EHA to address those larger concerns. And I hope we can continue to make headway. The Belmar Library. Window replacements has begun at the library. It's expected to continue in the next few weeks and will result in some disruption of normal library operations. Depending on which window the workers are replacing, access to that section of the library may be limited or closed off entirely. If a patron needs something from a closed off section, please ask the staff member on duty for assistance. The rear door access is now restored, as are all windows on the rear of the building. The summer kickoff and end of summer concerts featuring Pat Roddy are scheduled for June 6th and September 19th respectively. Concerts begin at 6, so bring your lawn chairs. And then the 2024 Summer Beach Blanket Bingo Reading Program kicks off June 12th at 1 p.m. Or June 15th at 11 p.m. at the library front lawn, where participants will get their bingo kits, read a book to start, and enjoy fun bingo games, as well as start the reading journey and there's prizes. So you can register the kids online. And lastly, join us June 18th at 7 p.m. at Taylor Pavilion for the annual Juneteenth celebration with the John Luckenbill Orchestra and guest speaker Ronald Tyson, chair of the English Department of Raritan Valley Community College. Enjoy great music composed by African American composers throughout the 20th century and learn more about our nation's newest federal holiday. This concert is free and open to the public. Thank you.
Thank you. Council President Levis.
Thank you, Mayor. Last Wednesday, May 22nd, there was the good kind of car rally in town. Handsome Devil Barbershop and Senior One Cigars hosted what is hopefully the return of the Belmar Car Show. It was a really great night. My kids loved it. They asked why I didn't have a car like that. I'm not getting one anytime soon. But I want to thank Nick Foster from Senior One Cigars and Daniel Camone from Handsome Devil Barbershop for taking the initiative and putting it on. Hope we get some more like that. That's all I have now.
Okay, thank you. Two things. I'd like to personally thank John Walsh for all the work he does for the Seafood Festival. He makes it look very easy, but a lot of time and effort is put into making that go smoothly. And I think the setup this year was much better than it was last year. and walking around at the end of the Sunday evening, you know, unsolicited comments from vendors saying what a great experience they had and looking forward to come next year. So my personal thanks to John. Keep up the good work. Now we're up at the beach. I want to just bring you up to date on the situation with the bathrooms and the windows. I know Mr. Kane was up there after we met this afternoon. I know the plan is to have it open sometime this week. Are we still on that trajectory?
Yes, the contractor is hanging tight to that, be open by the end of the week. So all the toilets and urinals are all hung on, the floor's done, everything's in place. They worked all weekend long, painting and hanging the, toilets and everything, and he's confident he can do it.
Oh, good. Hopefully we'll see them open.
So
And also,
the bathrooms and the bridge will be open at the same time?
maybe.
Rumor has it.
Also, when we were up there Thursday night for the meeting of the lifeguards, I noticed, I think 2 windows were up, three are up, and so they're starting to do that in phases also. So hopefully, in short order, we'll have all those doors replaced with fixed windows. So something to look forward to. And I think that's all I have. Oh, and let's not forget, if you've been around the Piano Plaza, you'll see there's now something on the little stage that was built. The piano has arrived. It arrived last Tuesday, I think, or Wednesday. It was a major undertaking to get it up onto that platform, but it was done through the hard work of Public Works and about 15 guys that were needed to lift it. But it was up, and it's it's covered, and it's being inspected, and we're in touch with the company in Israel to check out a few things that have to be worked on before it can be plugged in and started. So it's there. It is a piano, and it does have keys that work, we think. But hopefully we'll be seeing it in operation sometime in the future.
Since Councilwoman Kinney's not here, I also want to say thank you to the PTO and for Belmar Elementary School for a wonderful field day. They really did an excellent job. And tonight is actually the boys' mother-son baseball game, which I am already late for. So after votes, I will be leaving hastily to make my way over there. So forgive me if I missed your public comment, but you can always reach out to me at cdonovan@belmar.com.
Oh, and which also reminds me that the day that the piano was installed, the trees were installed. New trees were put in Piano Plaza. There were 2 extra trees, which I kind of commandeered and had them placed along Main Street. One is in front of this building, and one is across the street in front of the Sweet Teas, because they were places where there were just empty blocks of soil where trees had been. So that's part of the effort moving forward to try to, get Main Street a little more tree lined. So if you notice them, but the Piano Plaza looks great. If you haven't been there, you should go around and take a look. Okay. I guess we're up to the public session for the consent agenda.
Yes, if anyone from the public has a comment or question about a resolution on the consent agenda, please step forward, state your name and address. Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public session?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to approve the resolutions as listed on the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Our first ordinance is ordinance 2024-6. This is an ordinance amending Chapter 19, creating a handicap parking space. It's open for public comment. If anyone would like to speak on this ordinance, please step forward.
Mr. Creamer.
Eugene Creamer, 4th Avenue. This is very similar to one I guess we had about a month or 2 ago. There's actually a hardship here. It doesn't appear that, I did a quick drive-by, and it appears that the property doesn't have any off-street parking at all. And I don't know whether the handicapped person is a renter or owns the property, but it really doesn't make any difference. The term of this, I think, should be, as we discussed last time, it's actually dictated by the New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission. Other comments about it, it's the passenger side would be against the curb. That's not the real preferred arrangement for caregivers, but in any case, we don't know what the handicap is for the individual that lives there. I didn't measure the right-of-way width or the pavement width or any of that. I meant to look that up, but I didn't have a chance. Of course, when you do stuff like this, our public right-of-ways, there's competing interests, not just perhaps certainly for parking. Belmar's a town that essentially you can, unless there's a sign or a yellow curb, you can park there for as long as you want. This handicap would only be available to people that actually have a placard that they could put on their car. As far as competing interests are concerned, I guess we have coming down the pike electric charging stations and perhaps even 5G towers. Whether the handicap parking would have an influence on that, I don't know yet. But I guess, like I said, this is one that the town, just like the other one, just has to trace the Motor Vehicle Commission as to whether somebody's eligible to use it.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments?
Okay, can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-6?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Okay, next is second reading and public hearing on ordinance 2024-7. This is a bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements and acquisitions appropriating $1,354,000 and authorizing the issuance of $1,286,300 in bonds and notes. This is open for public comment. If you want to speak, please remember to state your name and address.
Anita Buckley, First Avenue. Can I ask what are the improvements?
Yes, in the section 3 of the ordinance, it reads, the improvements hereby authorized to be undertaken consist of the rehabilitation and ancillary work at the borough fuel dock. Okay, so that's one. The acquisition of 2 SUV Dodge Durangos together with ancillary equipment for the borough police department. A vehicle together with ancillary equipment and artificial Christmas tree for the Borough Department of Public Works. Various equipment, including but not limited to cameras, routers, and internet access points for the borough IT and SDL program and software for the Borough Administration Department. So that's what the money is being used for.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Okay.
Okay, can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-7?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Okay, next is second reading and public hearing on ordinance 2024-8. This is a bond ordinance providing for various water sewer utility improvements, appropriating $1,600,000 and authorizing the issuance of $1,520,000 in bonds and notes. It's open for public hearing. If anyone would like to comment on this ordinance, please step forward. Okay. Can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-8?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Next is second reading and public hearing on ordinance 2024-9. This is an ordinance amending and supplementing the garbage and waste ordinance regarding bulk items. This is open for public comment. If anyone has a question, please step forward. Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-9?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
And Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Next is ordinance 2024-10. This is an ordinance amending and supplementing chapter, what was it, 40? Development regulations and revised general ordinances applicable to outdoor dining and outdoor eating. Would someone like to make a motion to approve this ordinance for first reading and introduction?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Next is ordinance 2024-11. This is an ordinance amending chapter 26, housing and property maintenance, establishing the lead paint inspection program. Would someone like to make a motion to offer for first reading and introduction?
Make the motion.
Second.
Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Next is ordinance 2024-12, an ordinance amending and supplementing chapter 27, street excavations, sidewalks, and curbs. Would someone like to make a motion to offer for first reading and introduction?
Motion.
I'll second.
Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
And last one is ordinance 2024-13, an ordinance amending and supplementing chapter 26, housing and property maintenance, amending section 2-9.8. We have a motion to offer for first reading and introduction.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Councilman Donovan?
Yes.
Mayor Buckafusco?
Yes.
Councilman Rondonero?
Yes.
Councilman Levis?
Yes.
Okay, and now we're on to public session. If anyone would like to speak, please remember to state your name and address first.
Linda Sharkus, 4th Avenue. Just wanted to ask for an update on when the Mermaid Fountain is going in on 10th Avenue. You haven't heard anything about that in a while.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know if we
we're
heard.
still waiting on Jersey Central to give us tell us when they're gonna run the power to that island. Bill?
We actually met with JCP&L again on Thursday, and they're engineering it right now, and they said we should have the plans within 2 weeks.
That's great. Really appreciate it. And my second question is, now that the piano's here, could we work on creating a celebration for the, for David Sanchez and the piano in honor of his mother, Stelma? I mean, it's I would think a very big event for the members of our community who knew them and grew up with them, and their contribution to music on a local level with Stelma, and then with David being part of the original E Street Band. So, is there anything in the works to?
Well, the plan has always been that once the piano is operational and ready to go, we would have like a dedication, and hopefully we time it at a point where he would be here for that reason. And Kevin knows some more about that.
You know, we've been in discussion with the Belmar Arts Council, and since this idea started with them, the idea was for it to end with them. So they're gonna be working directly with David and planning the entire dedication ceremony. We facilitated getting the piano here. The Arts Council is gonna work with David on a celebration for it.
In light of the fact that it is supposed to be a celebration, if he decides to come in the first week of September, you find out 2 weeks before, I don't think it's sufficient time to plan an event, right, John Walsh? I mean, I think they need more.
They're in
more
direct,
effort.
they're in direct contact with David. They're gonna coordinate the whole thing based on his schedule and their schedule. So it'll be well coordinated, well publicized, and the Arts Council is gonna take care of that entire process.
Okay, so who do we donate money to facilitate David and his family coming to New Jersey? Is that, I know you.
Everything is gonna be through the Belmar Arts Council.
So why was money turned back?
The money that was being raised was to purchase the piano, which it was, and once we hit that, there was no need to have any more money raised for the purchase of the piano. That's where it stopped. Now, the Arts Council is gonna, they're taking over this dedication, so they'll be handling the entire process.
But the cost of the piano is not the only cost that goes along with it. We need to be concerned about the maintenance, security, and having it serviced as part of the money. And I think we should set up a fund to make sure we have funds that go along with the investment.
Well, now you're talking about two different things. Previously, you were talking about a fund to donate money for a celebration. That's being done through the Arts Council. As far as the maintenance and that kind of stuff, we haven't really thought about that. I mean, it's going to be our responsibility,
Yeah.
I believe. And plus, there's a warranty on it for like a year. So I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Mr. King.
We're, once the piano's finalized and the electrics is powered up and everything, there's gonna be a phase 2 of the site work. Now, to build the platform, to do the pavers, we're gonna be selling engraved pavers, similar to the clock on 10th and Main. So that, once we get the official word from Cadenza that the piano is operational, we're gonna launch into a phase 2 paver project to take care of the site work and any future maintenance. As far as the dedication goes, that's gonna be handled entirely by the Belmar Arts Council with David, coordinated with David Sanchez.
Who is the person at the Belmont Arts Council who's heading up this?
Either Diane or Wendy.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Any other comments? Very well. Right after Tom.
Tom Walker, 527 8th Avenue, Belmar. I was seeing a lot of text going back and forth about the this, not paid for lunch, we're not going to be paid for lunch anymore, stuff like that. There was like indecision query and stuff like that, and I appreciate what Caitlin was able to reveal through her research. I'm just, I mean, it seems to me we should keep it simple, and I should be able to state for myself, take whatever my hourly rate is, and I just lost my train of thought. But compare the way I would see if I got my right hours before, I should be able to do the same thing now and come up okay. In other words, whatever you call it, I'm still getting the same amount for working 8 hours or 9 hours. And some kind of a thing like, here's here's an individual, here's what it would come to under the old system, this is what it is for the new system, so they can see that it's no change, really. So I'm suggesting that, because a lot of talk going around, and it's not healthy. So, appreciate that.
Just so you can understand, I don't think any of us have been part of that conversation here. So, you know, I know Mr. Kane and our Human Resources Manager, Margaret Hanson, have been handling that, and we can, you know, we'll speak to her, maybe we can get a clarification for the next meeting.
You know, there's what, 100 people, 150 people that are wondering, you know, and you know, and just because it hasn't been advertised correctly, or maybe not. But I'll definitely give Kevin a call and see if I can understand it better.
Yeah, that's a better way to handle it correctly.
Yeah, we'll put it, we'll make sure everybody, we'll talk and I'll put that same thing in writing.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Creamer is next.
Eugene Freeman, Fourth Avenue. I'm sorry I wasn't here for the last couple of meetings. Has the mayor and council approved a special event on June 1st at 115 Inlet Terrace?
June 1st, 115. I don't believe so. I'm getting our events coordinator is saying no.
Yeah, well, I want to, this was apparently, was an article in the Co-Star on April 25th. It was advertised, June 1st fundraiser from 6 to 9 p.m. And they're charging an admission of $115 per person, you know, for admission, and it includes alcoholic cocktails, horse divorce, I guess a light entry, and DJ music. This is a residential zone. You know, I've been through something like this in the past before. You know, this is kind of, I kind of like see it as one of these pop-up car meets where all of a sudden a whole bunch of people show up, in this case in a residential neighborhood. And especially in alcoholic beverages, cocktails.
What was that address again?
115 Inlet Terrace.
Would we, going to ask our attorney, is that, I'm not familiar with the requirements for a permit for a
we would have to
event.
take a look at it and see what the event is all about and see if it fits into our requirements for a permit. But
I mean, it sounds more than just a house party.
it does.
You know. So we'll have to look into that. Let's see. That's for June 1st?
Actually, I have the newspaper here in my hand. If the attorney like to look at it, perhaps.
Sure.
I guess the police department has pursued these pop-up car meets. This appears to be the same sort of thing. The only reference is, there's some organization in Point Pleasant Beach, and there's a gentleman's name there. But I caught the address, and gee, this is right up the street from me. It's right up the street from you.
Yep.
So you don't mind if I take a look at it and give it back to you?
You can have that evidence, sir.
Forever and ever, huh? Okay.
We'll look into it for
Which,
sure.
which story is this? Which article?
One right at the top.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? Other comments?
Glen Henry, 18 it's summertime, there's parking, there's a lot of people. We have our 20 inches marked off right from the driveway to the line. I thought it was 18, but we were confirmed it was 20. but the bumpers or the tires hit that line. And the bumpers are 20 inches long, which puts you right onto the driveway. My neighbor couldn't even get into the driveway the other day. And this is a common thing. You know, you tell people tires have to be in, doesn't matter how big the bumper is. So it's a question that comes up every year. Can that be changed? That it has to be the full car possibly in there. I mean, like, I have new construction next to me. They still have a white line, which, that has to just get blacked out. I don't know when it will. There's a white line in the middle of their driveway. And then there's just enough parking space for a car to fit, but not a legal parking space. So that's gotta get yellow curved out so that no one but the owner of the house can actually park there and block their own driveway. But it's, you know, the usual, the big bumpers that are the problem. You have the tires fit, but then the rest of the car doesn't fit. So it's just food for thought. I know we're not gonna get a solution right now, but can that be looked at? I don't know what drives the tires versus the whole car.
Sounds like another legal, look at, I don't know if it's a state Title 39 statute that talks about driveways, or is it just our ordinance, or is it both? I mean,
Off the cuff. It's my understanding
machine
that
off.
the lines themselves do not create any violation. It's if you are blocking the driveway, which is the actual violation. So I think the lines are there to corral the cars, but being over the line, or whether tire or bumper, isn't in itself a violation. I don't know, Chief, is that your
Correct,
understanding?
they're just there, it's a courtesy line to keep the car from blocking the driveway. There's no,
Yeah, I think the question is, so can a car, can bumper, let's say, go right up to the end of the driveway? Or is there some rule or regulation that says it has to be so many inches from the driveway to the end of the car?
Yeah, I can take a look for that. Off the cuff, I wouldn't take a guess at that one.
Where does
We'll look into that.
And I would say, where
can't
does
be
this,
past the apron.
does the
Yeah.
20
Can't be
inches,
past the apron in the driveway.
does the 20 inches, like,
The
Did we determine that?
20-inch number is just the number we use when we paint the parking bracket, but as long as the vehicle doesn't intersect what the state calls intersects the entrance of the driveway, then they're parked legally.
so we could easily change it from 20 to 26 to 28 and make, as the zoning board had said at one point in time in a meeting, let's think about the residents versus all the other people coming in to park. Food for thought. Thanks.
Okay.
Jim DiOrio, 217 to take Claire's point a little further. Are we as residents allowed to block our own driveway without getting a ticket? Because based on the way this is being enforced, I could just park in my driveway as long as my wheels don't go over the white line and have my front end take up the space so no one can park there. Because, as Claire said, the back ends of cars, some big SUVs are more than 18, 20 inches. And somebody blocked my driveway again today. So can I block my own driveway legally and put a sign on it saying, this is my driveway, and go over the white line? No, I'm being serious. Listen, it is not funny.
I'm not laughing at that. I just, well, on the record, I'm supposed to tell you that it's illegal to block a driveway.
Well,
But
wait,
we allow-
how am I blocking
Can I
my own
finish?
driveway
Can I
if other
finish?
people
Hold on.
aren't blocking?
Can I finish?
First of all,
Okay.
protocol says you're supposed to be talking to me directly.
Okay, all right.
Okay? So
All
the
right.
question is, can a person park their vehicle in their own driveway, block their own driveway? And I think what I'm hearing is, the technical answer is no one can park in the driveway. But is there an exception where if you, I don't know, call the police or give some kind of notice to someone in who's in enforcement, assuming.
You do
Chief,
not
have it.
enforce residents from blocking their own driveways.
You do not
We do not enforce
How would you know,
residents,
like if you,
because they're not gonna call on themselves. If someone blocks your driveway, you're gonna call
Yeah.
us to come over. You're not gonna call us if you park there.
well, you never know. Somebody might call and see my car and say, there's a car
They
parked
might,
in the
but,
driveway.
I mean,
I'm sure you check the plate
Yeah,
before you,
yeah.
okay. So, it's not right, I don't know what our legal counsel.
Sounds good to me.
So, but I think the point from the prior discussion is, the line is irrelevant. I think that the thing is a car blocking the driveway? It doesn't, whether it's the fender or the tire, I think that white line has got people confused. But, I think as long as the vehicle is not blocking the driveway, it really doesn't matter what the line is. Like I said, that's just a way of kind of giving people the idea, this is where you're supposed
Well,
to be
then
parking.
it becomes a judgment
Yeah.
call, if you don't go by the white line.
Well, you just look,
But if you're inside the white line, there's no discretion.
Well, if you're inside the white line, you're already 20 inches away from the driveway.
Right, but,
Your bumper has to be inside the white line.
but you have no angle. The 18 or 20 inches gives you the angle to pull in your own driveway. If you don't have an angle, you can't pull in.
You're back. You can't do a parallel park?
The one-way streets are narrow.
Coming in the driveway.
No.
Jim, I see what you're saying. I don't think we're gonna resolve this tonight, but it is something that maybe we can take a look at and see if there's a
And
better way.
during the summer, we have to have a member of our family stand in the middle of the street.
Yeah, I mean, right now,
All
the
the time.
solution is, if someone's blocking your driveway, call the police and they'll come and verify that someone's blocking your driveway and issue a ticket, right? Or get that person towed. I've had to do it a couple times too, even on my street, all the way up by 13. But I think we can take a look at the white lines maybe and see if there's something that we can do. I mean, DPW's trying to pack in as much parking for everyone as possible. On
No,
the streets.
we
Yeah.
understand.
So, but I see your point, because it is very difficult to turn into your driveway if the car is within the white lines, but there's still the bumper sticking out very close, so maybe
Yeah,
there's
if
something.
you have it on both sides, it's
Yeah, so-
impossible.
Whether it's, instructing the officers to use discretion when they need to, and enforcement when they need to, or whether it's some change that we have to do, it's something that we'll take a look at.
Well, and the issue is, if the officer says, oh, they're blocking your driveway, well, you still can't get out unless they tow it. And that's another, issue. So just giving the ticket sometimes isn't enough, you still can't get out of your driveway. All right, thank you.
Anyone else?
Can I have a motion to close the public session and adjourn the meeting?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.